and a warm welcome to Developing Stories. Kunle Ariyo is my name. Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa has urged the newly sworn-in members of the Ondo State Executive Council and other appointees to carry out their duties with humility, dedication, and a strong sense of responsibility. During the swearing-in ceremony, Governor Aiyedatiwa said that their roles go beyond simply being close to power, but opportunities to shape policies and ensure effective coordination and the implementation of programs across all ministries, departments, and agencies. Government House correspondent Wahab Ankole has details.
Determined to add more values to the present administration, Governor Loki Aiyedatiwa has inaugurated the newly appointed members of the State Executive Council, the Director General of the Performance and Project Implementation Monitoring Unit, and the Chairman and members of the State Law Commission. The ceremony took place at the Kuku Conference Hall in Akure and was attended by senior government officials, lawmakers, traditional rulers, members of the bar and the bench, women's group, and well-wishers.
Do solemnly swear that I will be faithful, so help me God.
Governor Aiyedatiwa described his inauguration as a major step in strengthening the state's governance structure under his administration's his policy. He called the event a solemn affirmation of his dedication to people-focused leadership, effective governance, and public service rooted in integrity. Governor Aiyedatiwa urged the newly appointed officials to carry out their duties with humility, diligence, and a strong sense of responsibility.
Governance, in its noble sense, should not be about the preservation of power or usage of power to suppress or undermine people, but the prudent and selfless deployment of authority for the advancement of human dignity. It is in that sacred context that today's exercise must be viewed as a conscious reaffirmation of our social contract with the good people of Ondo State. That is to serve with honor, to lead with integrity, and to govern with empathy. The appointments being formalized today are the product of careful consideration, rigorous and merit-based evaluation.
The governor, who emphasized that holding public office is a sacred responsibility, not an opportunity for personal gain, reaffirmed his administration's dedication to progressive values such as equity, efficiency, and empowerment.
The applause that greets your appointment today must be matched by the applause that greets your performance tomorrow. To the glory of God, we have impacted the landscape of our dear state with focus on consolidating our developmental vision across strategic sectors through implementation of various policies and programs, including boosting agriculture and food security, enhancing education for empowerment and competitiveness, urban renewal through lasting infrastructure, economic growth, facilitating access to rural communities, and reinforcing security of lives and properties, just to mention a few.
Speaking for the appointees, Special Advisor on Transport, Olugbenga Omole, pledged their loyalty and dedication to the state, promising to break new ground and deliver impactful initiatives that will drive the economic growth and prosperity of both the state and its residents.
The agenda of this government, which is our ease, will spread through all the rules and programs of Ondo State. And in the years to come, your government will give reference points to people of Ondo State.
In an interview, the Special Advisor on Communication and Strategy, Alain Showore, stated that the appointments are focused on creating a more meaningful and improved life for the general public.
It is to strengthening governance, in our case, good governance, and to ensure that the agenda of the governor, which is Christian ease, is brought to fruition.
There is an expectation that the new appointees will prove their worth and contribute significantly to the progress of the state. Wahab Bankole, Osrc News.
The Pan-Yoruba socio-political organization Afenifere has urged President Bola Tinubu to seek local and foreign help in addressing the country's insecurity challenges. It also noted that the sovereignty and corporate existence of the country is being threatened, adding that the federal government appears helpless about it. In a communique signed by its leader and National Publicity Secretary, Oba Oladipo Laiton and Prince Justice Faloye, the Yoruba expressed deep concern over the worsening state of insecurity and called on federal government to decisively end the killings of Nigerians. The statement emphasized that the solution to Nigeria's crisis remains incomplete without restructuring the federation. It criticized the misleading narrative of a monolithic North, which undermines the interests of the Middle Belt and the Hausa people, who are often misrepresented as part of non-existent Hausa Fulani ethnic group. President Bola Tinubu has ordered a 24-hour security cordon around forests in Kwara, Kebbi, and Niger states to link up with the boat on the ground following a surge in kidnappings and terrorist activities. His directives came as over 20 persons, including a pregnant woman, nursing mothers, and children, were abducted on Monday evening in a fresh attack in Isapa, a community just 5 kilometers from Eruku in Kwara State. Special Advisor to the President on Media and Public Communication, Sunday Daring, who disclosed this via a post on his X handle, said the President ordered the Nigerian Air Force to intensify area surveillance over the deepest stretches of the forest where criminals were believed to be hiding. The operation, he noted, would run around the clock with air assets, maintaining constant communication and coordination with ground troops. Dari explained that the directive would be in all axes, where joint operations are expected to facilitate the rescue of kidnapped victims. The federal government has endorsed the Ebinco Global Link Limited modular refinery project in Koko Delta State, describing it as a critical milestone in effort to curb crude oil theft, illegal refining, and chronic supply gaps in Nigeria's petroleum sector. Ebinco is advancing construction of its 30,000 barrel per day modular refinery, which the government says ranks amongst the most significant indigenous refining projects in decades. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Senator Enikin Lokpobiri, gave the commendation during the inspection visit, noting that the project aligns with the federal government's petroleum sector reforms under the renewed Hope agenda. Lokpobiri explained that modular refineries, when backed by strong governance and local fabrication, provide a practical strategy to reduce pipeline vandalism and illegal bunkering by creating legitimate alternatives within the oil value chain. Ebinco's Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Ebenezer Oluwagbemigan, said the refinery would begin operations in phases, starting with 5,000 barrels per day before full ramp-up, adding that it will generate jobs, deepen local content, and reduce the economic incentives that fuel illegal refining. Once fully operational. And that's it on Developing Stories. Good morning.